It is early, but at least it's not Monday. I was thinking about starting the show off with this real quick, just because to make us all feel better. Sometimes it's a rough morning or whatever, but it can always be worse, as you can see.
Hey guys, what's up, G?
Want to go to Chachki's? Get some coffee?
Oh, it's a little early.
I gotta get out of here. I think I'm gonna lose it.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Huh.
As well, you should. Hey, at least it's not Monday. Could be Monday. See, you could be watching that and being like, damn it, I gotta go to work in a few minutes. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Iran's looking like it's going to be over soon. Hey, you know, about 2 weeks ago, I think I said, hey, we'll be about getting out of there in about 2 weeks. I think we're almost there, for judging from these details on this. Do you like? I know what that is. I know what that is. I know who saw this. This is pretty good. This is Justice Clarence Thomas.
Progressivism seeks to replace the basic premises of the Declaration of Independence, and hence our form of government. It holds that our rights and our dignities come not from God, but from government. It requires of the people a subservience and weakness incompatible with a constitution premised on the transcendent origin of our rights.
That guy has been through it. I remember watching when he was being confirmed. Yeah, I'm old and stuff. When he was being confirmed and he was going through all that garbage about just whatever. Biden was riding him back then too. I'm glad to hear people finally waking up and saying things like that. I remember a few, many years ago, there's always little instances of people waking up. Oops, let me bring that up. I hit the wrong button again. These are classic ones here. This is a classic. It's going to be a little small because of the formatting, I guess, but we'll just bring it all the way up.
They're not even trying to conceal it anymore. The owners of the country they got their election. They said, we're going to get this election. We put you people in that court for a reason.
Right,
now's
back
the time
to earth for you now.
Yeah, forget all that stupid, will you? They're out in the open. They're openly driving the bus, and we're all in the back.
There is no national conspiracy to buy elections and control America. Now talk about back to earth. Conspiracy, but
you don't need a formal conspiracy.
Right.
When interests converge, these people went to the same universities and fraternities. They're on the same boards of directors. They're on the same country clubs. They have like interests. They don't need to call a meeting. They know what's good for them. And they're getting it. And there used to be 7 oil companies. There are now 3. It will soon be 2. The things that matter in this country have been reduced in choice. There are 2 political parties. There are a handful of insurance companies. There are about 6 or 7 information things. But if you want a bagel, there are 23 flavors because you have the illusion. You have the illusion of choice. Right. You don't get the real important choice. There's no freedom of choice.
He wasn't wrong. People should have listened back then. Most corrupt Supreme Court justice ever. Okay. Okay. That's an interesting. That'd be a curious question. Now that you said it, I'm going to ask Grok who the most corrupt Supreme Court justice of all time was. Let's see what it says. I'll be curious. Here we go. Let's see. Who's it say? I'm curious now. Abe Fortas is widely regarded as the most corrupt U.S. Supreme Court justice in history. AI says you're wrong. Appointed by Lyndon B. Johnson in 1965, he faced escalating ethics scandals. In 1969, Life magazine exposed that Fortas had accepted a secret lifetime retainer of $20,000 per year, a huge sum then, equivalent to over $170,000 today. We can go on, I guess. We can keep going, but I guess that was probably enough to show that he's not the most corrupt, right? And then gibberish. Gibberish. That's Holly. That's Holly. What's the other one? Poppycock. That's poppycock. You would think that would be like the easiest thing to, if you don't like the country that you live in, maybe it's time to bounce out. It's time to head out. It's like one of the things I was going to talk about a little bit later is how much, as a contractor, the view of illegal aliens from the contractor point of view. Good morning. Good morning, Sapphire, Lisa, Olivia, Ray. Is it Daxian? I rap. I was gonna get. I might as well get to do it now. I was thinking the other day. I'm like, I'm a contractor, right? I own my own business. I've been at this for 30 years. Been at it a while, and it's just funny because I see all these things in the industry that a lot of people that are outside of the industry don't really see. like dealing with illegal aliens, like we were talking about it. My wife and I were talking about it the other day, and we're like, some people, like, there's this company that started recently by, as far as I know, people that aren't really in the business, that haven't been, I don't know. I don't know, but it goes along with the format or whatever you want to call it that I've seen over and over and over again throughout my years, which is somebody who might be a good salesman, which just typically means a good liar, typically, will go out and find himself a crew, like I saw the other day. And actually, it's probably gonna bring it up, but I saw the other day there was a post from a local guy that said, "Hey, we're looking to expand our roofing crews, and we are looking for Spanish speaking roofing crews." And I went on, I couldn't help myself. I just went on there and replied to it. Well, that's a pretty interesting way to say that you're looking to hire illegal alien crews. Pardon me. That's a pretty interesting way just to go and say, "Hey, I'm looking for illegal alien crews so I can save money and take advantage of them," and that kind of stuff. You get some customers, so you get these guys that are like, good liars, and they'll go out and they'll find themselves a roofing crew, and they'll take advantage of them as best they can to make as much money as possible. They'll sell a job, they'll overpromise, they'll underdeliver, of course. They'll sell a job, then they'll show up at that job like once or twice, maybe, during the project. They'll let their crews handle it, and then you never see them again. You can almost never get them back. You can almost never get them back there again. It's a little recipe that seems to work across the industry, where these companies, there's so many of these companies I run into that you think they're like these big companies, and then you find out it's really just one dude and his son that are like salesmen, and they go out and they push and sell all these jobs and overpromise and whatever, and then they get the illegal alien crews to come in and do the jobs for them. And it's just like, what are you doing? There's craftsmen out here that have been at this for a long time, and then you come and you hire these illegals, and you take the jobs out of, take food off of my kid's plate, Driveway pavers. Huh. So over the years, I've seen over and over again how illegal aliens come into the construction industry and basically take jobs from Americans. Now, I don't hate these people.
Shut up.
I don't hate these people. I hate that people hire them. I hate that they come into the country and take our jobs. I remember one time I was working on a job site. We had really thick metal. We were doing new construction on siding. We had really thick metal, and we had to bend it for the fascia, the metal that goes on the front underneath the gutter. And my brake, the machine you could use to bend it, oh, here. This is probably a waste of time. One of these machineries here. I'll bring it up. First time I ever brought some tools. One of these here machineries, you use one of these here to bend the metal so you can put it on for the fascia. It's called a brake. His brake wouldn't bend it. It wasn't strong enough. So he came over and asked me, this guy Jesus, go figure his name was Jesus. I liked Jesus. He was a good guy. He came over one time. He's like, hey, do you mind if I use your brake machine? And I was like, what, dude? He said, do you mind if I use your brake machine? My what, man? He's like, your brake machine. And he pointed at my brake. I said, oh, my brake. Yeah, man, go ahead, have at it. So it's like, you don't hate the people. I know that's the typical narrative, right? Oh, you're against illegal immigration. That means you hate all brown skinned people. No. I hate the effect that the illegal immigration has on our country. I hate the effect it has on our people, on our economy. I said I worked in the construction industry now for 30 years. I've gone from cut guy all the way up to project manager to business owner and whatever. I've been there. I've seen pretty much all of it. And there's so many contractors out there talk about honesty and integrity. Become the biggest lie in contracting. It's a plague on the whole industry because you got to deal with illegal aliens on one side, and then you got on the other side, you got the clowns with a truck and a ladder that go, "Yep, well, I'm a roofer now." I'm like, no, you are not a roofer now. You're a guy with a ladder and truck. It's liability as well, right? You know, that's the other thing too. When those guys, those salesmen, go out and they find themselves a roofing crew. I worked for this crummy company last year. And they were doing roofing, and they only had illegal alien crews. But the thing is, they get by without getting in trouble because what they do is they'll go hire. See, the cruiser will be like a company that's named, that owned by an American citizen that will then be hired by my company, not my company, but the company I work for, or the other bigger companies that will be hired by the salesperson company to go out and do the work for them. You know, this company they hire has 10, 15, 30 illegal aliens working there, all sleeping in the same 2-bedroom house on the floor and blah, 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 and just living a crummy lifestyle. So there's a level of separation. There's a degree of separation from the company that the contractor and the subcontractor. There's a level of separation there, so you don't have to worry about any of that. You don't have to do the taxes. You don't have to do a W-2. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You just do a 1099, pay them what you owe them, and then let them worry about paying their people like $5 an hour or whatever they pay them. So the companies can appear as if they are still legal. They're not technically hiring illegal aliens. That's like the workaround because the government can. It's easier for them to find out if you're just directly hiring illegal aliens because you're doing the background checks and stuff like that, and you're going to get popped. So a lot of these guys will do that. They'll have some crummy salesman that's typically just, you got to be careful with these companies. Any of you guys out there, if you're getting any kind of work done on your house, you got a contractor coming over there, man, pay attention to ask the right questions and ask if they own the company. Ask if they use subcontractors. The typical lie for contractors that use illegal alien subcontractors is always the same thing. It's always, oh well, yeah, but we've used them. They've worked with us for years and years. They're one of our greatest crews, and they've been with us for many years, and blah, blah, blah. And that's the way they get around saying, yes, we use illegal alien crews. They're going to be illegal aliens here on your house. And some customers actually like it. The liberal dudes and gals, sometimes they like it. Sometimes neighbors call ICE. Sometimes it happens. You got to deal with it, is what it is. But yeah, so they'll get around all that stuff. They'll get around it. And then, you got contractors and construction workers all across the country standing in unemployment lines. And you got Mexicans that come here illegally, we had a lot from El Salvador, would come up and work. And, they're, like I said, they'd work there. The people are, oh, well, no one works like they do. Yeah, no one does. Do you think it's fair? I remember one time I came back to the job site. It was hot. It was hot. I thought my crew died. I came back to the job site and it was like lunchtime or whatever. And I pulled up to the house and there was a couple Mexicans just laying in the driveway on the ground. I'm like, uh-oh, what happened? They all just were taking a nap, like a 1-hour nap, just sprawled out all across the front yard, right across the driveway and stuff. Anyway, one time we had a couple guys go in the house with a customer, and I'm like, no, not good. But yeah, anyway, you have companies like the one that I used to work for that go out there and they hire illegal alien crews, and all they really do is have a couple salesmen, and they go out and they door knock and they do that kind of stuff, and they'll say, oh, insurance can pay for this. Insurance can pay for that. Let's give you an inspection. They call it an inspection, but really it's just a sales pitch. Yeah, be careful out there. A lot of shady contractors that make the good ones look not so good. Just saying.
And look who followed.
Just saying. Gotta be careful. It's been a long time. I'm just like just sitting the other day. I'm like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. When are we gonna actually see any results?
Side.
Be wary of your surroundings, like this guy here.
Camera, a girl was walking home from school, walked into her house, and look who follows right behind her. Walking up to someone's front door, opening the door
and looking inside to seeing who's there. A full adult male Somali with no job.
Who they pay for with their tax dollars to live and eat food. Can I have your daughter? No. Okay.
Oh, okay, I'll just leave then.
And
I'll
he-
get her tomorrow.
Yeah, and then he walks on. And what would happen if that girl was home alone?
That's a good question. But on the other hand, how do they know that he's a Somalian? How do they know? You know, you watch the video and that's the narrative, you know, yada, yada, yada. But then you look at it, it's like, how do you know? You don't know if he's Somalian. You don't even know if a little girl just went in that house. We don't know. But they build the narrative around that. Might be very well be true. But we don't know. It's the narrative they put with it, right? I'm not saying it's a lie. It probably isn't. But
when the 20
I gotta play it. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Do you remember what it was like when the 2020 election was rigged and stolen? Do you remember all the bullshit stories people told you about how the fraudulent election would be overturned? Do you remember the symbols of tyranny when fences went up around D.C. for Joe Biden's inauguration? Do you remember watching fuel and food prices skyrocket in a matter of months? Do you remember watching our borders being invaded by a virtual army of unidentified criminals? Do you remember watching our nation get systematically destroyed for 4 years by the Joe Biden autopen administration? Do you remember longing for the days of winning when we had Donald Trump in the White House? Do you remember thinking he was going to die when the bullet aimed at his brain only grazed his ear? Do you remember rejoicing after witnessing the miracle that saved his life? Do you remember celebrating the epic landslide victory in November of 2024? This is what you hoped for. This is what you prayed for. This is what you voted for. So why are you questioning every decision he makes now that he's back in office? God didn't save his life so he could make mistakes. He knows what he's doing. Maybe it's time to shut the fuck up and let him cook. This has been a public service announcement paid for by the Dilly Meme team.
Dilly Meme team. Hormuz is closed again because Trump didn't unblock Iranian ports. Just facts you don't like. Why is that? Facts I don't like. I don't understand. Why is that? Why is that facts I don't like? Shouldn't it be facts we don't like? Shouldn't it? I mean, shouldn't it be facts we don't like, not facts I don't like? As far as that video goes, it's funny. I look at those like we're supposed to look at those. That's just some that's just propaganda. It's just a propaganda video kind of thing. It's, you know, as long as you watch it knowing, there's a video. I gotta see this other one here. Let's see. How can you get a bullet wound without a scar left, especially in the ear, because cartilage takes time to heal? It's a fair question. That's a fair. I mean, I can't say it's not a fair question. I imagine my thoughts go to. I don't put too much thought into it. I was at the rally that he got shot at. I don't put a lot of weight in that because I'm thinking he's a billionaire. I'm sure he can have a scarring on his ear fixed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't put that much thought into it. Oh, Trump is cooked. Okay. Is he? Is he cooked? I don't know. It doesn't seem cooked to me. This woman is having a tantrum again. Read your chat. I was responding to Mary Blues, not you. It's hard to read the chat and do the show there, so I'll glance over to the. You should know how this works, Bob. Sorry, Bob. My question still stands, though. Shouldn't that be us? We, not just, whatever. Fake assassination for sure. Yeah, I was there. I don't think it was a fake assassination. I mean, whatever. Doesn't mean that I know just because I was there, but I was there, and I don't think it was a fake assassination. I saw actually, I went through some old posts and pinned that on my X. The first post on there. Let's see here. I think it was from that day. Yeah, I was at the rally. I saw the agent watching the area where the shooter was about 15 minutes before the shooting. He wasn't strafing and looking around. He seemed to be locked into one spot for 10 minutes or so. Yeah, so when we were watching that, the day of that shooting, I remember we remember seeing an agent that was up on the roof. The shooters later, the ones that shot later, the ones that were up on the roof were eyeing up this one particular spot over onto the left of the stage where the shooter ended up being at. They were eyeing up that spot for about 10 or 15 minutes. Didn't seem like anything happened. I wouldn't be, who knows? A conspiracy, fake assassination attempt, real assassination attempt, but different culprits than we might think, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? You know what? I'll never know. I'll probably never know. So I'm not going to waste any time speculating on it, really.
MAGA is dying more and more each day, and I'm absolutely loving it. I'm loving it.
Oh,
people are crazy.
They are. The fake division on the right. There is some division on the right, but the thing is, the left doesn't understand is that we can have division on the right because we can have debates. We're open to debates. We know we disagree. We live on a different world than the left does. The left lives in a certain world where you have to stay in line. If you step out of line, you're the enemy now. You're the enemy just as bad as the people that you were marching against. They are a little different. So they don't understand the concept of trying to, wait, they're over there. The left is over there looking over at the right. Like, what are they using? What is that they're using? What do they call that? What do you say? Reason? You call that reason. Oh, okay. They're using reason and logic. Oh, okay. That's how that's done. Because if you're on the left and you step out of line, which means stepping out of line on the left means critical thinking, means using logic. That's what it means on the left. Then you're out. Then you're the enemy. You might as well have been the enemy the whole time. Yeah, I'm not sure that's exactly what the Bible means when it says that, but we can get into that some other day. Oh, well, so you know what? If there's a video of something, I don't know what you're saying there, but I don't know why that would prove anything. But if there's a video like that you're saying, send it to me. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. I am not somebody that would say, oh, no, they would never do that. That would never happen. Because I understand that the people in power don't give a crap about us. We're just pawns in the game of power. Dang, all the MAGA bots must be off on the weekends. His ear was totally fine a week later. Was it really just a week later? Love your president. He has a great way of exposing weak government leaders on this earth. He does, doesn't he? I was been saying for years he's got a special knack for making the left expose themselves. Interesting. I don't know that Israel comment there a second ago. I came across this little ditty. Let me bring this up. This morning I was just scrolling and I came across this. I thought it was kind of interesting. Now, again, this could all be staged too. I don't know. This could be fake. This could be AI for all we know. You can't trust what you see anymore. But
And we have here somebody who actually did just go vote for Ron Paul, a first-time caucus voter, Corporal Jesse Thorson, who is 28 years old, and you are active duty U.S. Army. Why did you vote for Ron Paul?
Well, I'm really excited about a lot of his ideas, especially when it comes to bringing the soldiers home. I've been serving for 10 years now, and all 10 years of those have been during wartime. I'd like to see a little peacetime army, and I think he has the right idea.
Now, you have done 2 tours in Afghanistan. You told me you're going to go back for a third tour. I mean, if you can see your neck right there, what you have on your tattoo, 9/11, remember, and a picture of the Twin Towers. You know, some Republicans out there have been saying that Ron Paul would be very dangerous for this country because he wants to bring troops like you back from your post from all over the world.
Well, I think it would be even more dangerous to start nitpicking wars with other countries. Someone like Iran, Israel is more than capable.
All right, we just lost our tech connection, unfortunately.
That music, oh, it makes it way more dramatic. Who knows if that even happened? Like, I play these videos now, and I'm like, I don't even know if they're real. So there's this guy I saw on the news. Unhinged masked. Wait, I'm sorry. I said it wrong. Unhinged mask hole and Candace Owens fanatic goes on anti-MAGA and anti-Erica Kirk rant. Oh man, we gotta practice that reading. This is the result of years of propaganda and hate that makes the left think the right is evil. Convince them that the other side is evil, and they'll do the rest of the work themselves and they'll feel like a hero doing it.
You MAGA morons have become just like the libtards, if not worse at this point. And everybody fucking knows it. Everybody can fucking see it. And I love how all you Israeli flag waving fucking traitors.
Oh, sorry about the language.
Like, we need to stop Candace Owens from saying bad things about Erica. We got to sue her. We got to bankrupt her. We got to make sure she never says anything bad about.
The thing is I'm pretty sure it's not that, hey, you can't say anything bad. You can't say anything bad. It's more they sue over slander and libel and stuff like that. It's not saying that they can't have free speech. On a side note, who the hell, you're in a special group of people. I'm sorry if I offend anyone out there right now. You're in a special group of people. If you're out there taking selfies in a public restroom, that's like that top left picture on there is. Public restroom selfies.
A turning point USA ever again. You people are so fucking stupid. The stupidity from you people is so overwhelming that I'm astounded that you people are even fucking real. I don't get how this kind of stupidity is even fucking possible, yet here the fuck you people are. And number 2, you people aren't silencing anyone.
Well, you people? He said you people. Does that make him racist? I don't know. Is he brown? He's brown, right? Or is he, what is he? Is he brown? I think he's a little brown. I don't know.
Yet here the fuck you people are. And number 2, you people aren't silencing anyone. You people aren't silencing shit. You understand me? We dealt with the libtards during COVID, during Ukraine, and if they couldn't fucking silence us, who the fuck do you people think you are? You think you're gonna fucking silence us? We're gonna stomp on you.
So New York, I guess.
The same way we stomped on the fucking libtards. You understand what I'm telling you? And let's just give you fucking morons the benefit of a doubt, real quick. Let's just say that you are.
What is it? What is it? Wait now. Oh, my bad, guys. I should be on here like that, right? Be all secretive. It'll look scary if I do that, right? If I just, is that good? Does that look scary? No. Oh, maybe I gotta get one of those things he's got.
Somehow successful in bankrupting Candace and destroying her podcast. Millions of us are gonna speak on her behalf. You understand that? And then what are you gonna do? You're gonna run to the federal government. You're going to run to the FBI and cry and say, they're saying bad things about Erica Kirk.
All this infighting. It's all theater. It's all theater. I see these videos coming out. I still see them on my feed. I don't know why. I wish I didn't, but I see like these videos come out of Portland and whatever, where the grifters on the left are protesting the grifters on the right, and the grifters on the right are protesting the grifters on the left. But really, it's just a big uniparty type situation because they're all on the same soap opera cast. And trust me, that's how they see it. It's a soap opera for theater. And that's it. That's all it's for. Emotional blackmail. It's very effective.
You're running us over. You're shooting us all because of the color of our skin. All because we have culture. We brought it here and we are who we are and we love it here and we help.
So this person really thinks that we want them out of here because they're brown.
You're running us over. You're shooting us all because of the color of our skin.
No.
All because we have culture. We brought it here and we are who we are and we love it here and
works.
we help people here. That's what we're known for. We help people, and yet we're getting terrorized. We're going through this. Our families are being our babies are literally being ripped from our hands. If someone could please tell me if there's something we can do if there's something we could do to help our people, please just imagine yourself in our situation.
You know what you could do? You could hang an American flag behind you there. You could put up an American flag.
Imagine more people are being terrorized. They're being ran over. If you literally cannot have empathy for someone, I don't know what to tell you. You're an evil ass human being and you need help and you need God. You have no heart, and hell, there's a special place in hell for you. Karma is real and God will take care of them. This is so heartbreaking. I don't know what we could do to help. I feel so helpless. I just want
be
to
legal.
help with something. I just want
get a job.
I just want there to be peace, like there was peace. I just want that. That's all I want.
I just want people to be coming across the border with don't be bothered. I just want peaceful migration. A peaceful invasion, if you will. So we can come and take your gerbs. We're going to come and take your gerbs. You really? Where'd that one go? You actually believe what the president, a politician, says. This is like the binary thing again. Like, oh, so you're either 100% for the president and believe everything he says, or you're 100% against him. It's not a binary choice. You kind of have to believe him a little. I believe some things that Biden said too. But you also you have to look at it through that lens that this is a politician we're talking about. This is the government. They're not to be trusted. So you're supposed to look at it that way with a critical eye. You're supposed to use your critical thinking skills. You have to develop them, though. You don't just get born with them. Another comment from the same guy. Why is Trump building a bunker under the White House? Oh, the MAGA bots are finally here. Do you not know history? No, you don't know anything about the White House, how that's all built and what's under the ground there and all. Okay, all right. So it's all new to you then. I got you. How will future historians talk about MAGA? A low IQ movement of gullible bootleggers for the Epstein class. Is that what it is? It's good to see that bootlickers word get pulled back out again. Haven't seen that for a couple weeks. I thought the narrative had moved on from that, maybe. This is a priest in Ireland that apparently prayed that the good Lord would take President Trump. That doesn't seem very Christian to me.
That war is taking place, which is absolutely outrageous. There's no need to it. We pray for peace in the world. Pray for Donald Trump, the Lord will take him. I think we take away his pain.
Yes, Reagan. That's good. That's good partial knowledge of history. You just know the part that is useful to you. Reagan gave them amnesty. Yes, he did. He did do that. There was supposed to be a whole deal with that. They were supposed to secure the border. I believe they were going to build a wall, but it was supposed to be about, well, I'll sign this and you guys do this. And then they double crossed them and didn't do that part. So they got amnesty without the other part. You should read both pages of the history, like the front of the history page and the back too. So that way you have a whole knowledge of it instead of just be out here like, well,
Reagan gave him amnesty too.
yeah, he did. But there's more to the story. There's more context to that. That's the thing the left really hates. They cannot stand context. Context helps people to think for themselves. Can't have people doing that. That would be out of control.
Huge win.
I don't understand this guy. Well, I mean, I understand him because I understand the logic of it.
Hey, y'all, amazing news. I just got done voting. The House of Representatives has officially passed extending TPS for Haiti for 3 years. This is a huge win in a Republican Congress. And thank you so much to Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley for her leadership in putting this discharge petition forward. And I'm proud to have co-led this with her. We got Democrats and Republicans together to say it is immoral, it is unjust, it is not right to expel 350,000 of our Haitians, brothers, sisters, and siblings who live in this nation to Haiti right now. Where what's going on in Haiti is so unique and so singular. There's a humanitarian crisis. Our country has to do.
You should ask Hillary Clinton about all that. Aren't they supposed to have a bunch of money down there? They were supposed to have a bunch of money down there, I thought. Native American are true Americans. I mean, okay. Is that like excluding the rest of us? Or are you just saying, hey, on a side note, Native American is true American or are true American? Okay, sure. Okay, I guess. I mean, they're here, right? I'm also a true American. Who left all their men be responsible? Ireland is screwed too. They are really. Why? Because he was pandering for the Hispanic. T. Were you angry typing so fast you forgot to put vote in there? You're trying to type you got to type a little slower when you're angry. You can't let the anger get to your fingertips. Then you start bumbling and fumbling when you're trying to type all your anger. Is that why it was? Or was it to get the border security that I just explained to you so slowly? You're lying. Why there isn't. Currently putting up 1 mile of border wall every day. You know, it's funny. I actually helped to build some of that border wall. I helped to build some of the border wall when I was in the military. They sat us down on a detail. Everyone was shifting in and out for 1 month of detail down in Douglas, Arizona, and built some of the wall down there. Yep, sure did. Under the Clinton administration, no less. Isn't that weird? It was under the Clinton administration, but Bill Clinton, we were building a wall on the border when Bill Clinton was president. I don't know about you, but I don't really remember any of that. Hey, you can't build a border wall. He's a traitor. He's this, he's that, he's evil, whatever. I don't see any of that. That's weird. It's weird how it was cool then, but it's not now. It's almost like it takes you a couple years of some experience to be able to see the cycles that they do over and over again. Then you see the cycles that they continue to use working on these newbies that just come out and just got into the political world and don't really understand all of it yet because they haven't seen the cycles. So that first time that cycle hits them, then they believe it. And it's like a new thing for them. They're on board now. Get them in line. Good morning. What's up, hillbilly patriot, faith and country? You caused the problem. How's that mean? What, for building the wall? I don't understand what that means. Please be more descriptive. I'm Native American, Indian, and full of shit. Okay. You have to plug the hole before you boil water. Yeah, true. True. Don't fall asleep on the desk chair. I'll try not to. Although it's funny, I was thinking this morning, man, I'm tired. I remember back when we were in DC and I was up all night, when I'd be up all day and then I'd be up almost all night long. And I remember people on the live stream be like, don't you ever sleep? It became like a joke down there. They used to say, don't you ever sleep? When the hell do you sleep? And I used to say, sleep is for the weak. Well, I'd like to take that back. I'd like to take that. I'd like to rescind that comment. I'd like to redact it. And I'd like to say, man, sleep is so important. I wish I had more of it. Oh, let's see. Bro's coughing from talking. Is that is that what it is? Coughing from talking. Okay. So sometimes I wonder when I see some of these comments. I gotta give it to you, but I see these comments. I'm like, really? That's what you think? That's what you decided to type? You could have typed anything you wanted to, but you went with that. That's interesting. Interesting. Salute. How's the military paying you? No, not good. Not good, man. Not good. I guess zero. Is it zero? Hey, Mr. Accountant, is it zero? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They're paying me zero. What do you think they're paying these small time podcasters and live streamers to go out there and spit their narratives? I speak from experience. I've been in the military. I've been in construction. I've been a business owner. I'm a father of many children, many children. And one thing that we did here, it's crazy. It's crazy. It barely happens anymore. But I have a bunch of children. They're all to the same woman. And we're married and everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's old fashioned. I know. It's very old fashioned. Old fashioned is good. I didn't give them what? I don't remember signing an amnesty bill. I don't think I ever had the ability to do that. Interesting. So yeah, and then hey, there's your cool logic there. If you say we gave him amnesty, then how can you turn around and that doesn't really? You better watch what you're doing here, because that logic right there, trying to hit the right for giving amnesty, doesn't really kind of go along with the narrative that you've been convinced and conditioned to preach. So be careful, because you're going to expose yourself if you keep down that line of questioning or whatever you want to call it. Notice he isn't denying giving them amnesty. I just said that. I brought it up. I told you. It's like, I don't understand sometimes. I don't get it. Yeah, remember how they said the weather was going to be so bad and by 1980 millions were going to be dead? Yeah, I remember. Well, I don't remember. How old do you think I am? I don't remember, but I remember how it was global cooling. The problem is global cooling. And then it was global warming. And then it was climate change. It's whatever they need it to be. It's the cycles. These are part of the cycles. Wake up. Wake up a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. He's personally guilty, wants to deflect from his mistake. Okay. Let me know if I make a mistake. China's Temu wall. I don't know. It's big. It's a pretty substantial wall they have there. I mean, I don't know if I'd say it's a Temu wall. More, Julius. Their dad's an idiot. Oh man, that hurts my feelings. That probably works on like the all your boys and stuff, insults like that probably gets you all upset and everything, huh? Probably not used to dealing with like an adult. when it comes to like insulting people and stuff. Come on, do better. This is Saturday morning, guys. Come on, do better. Where's all the hate? Saturday morning usually has all the hate. How about this? This is a pretty interesting video where this guy, I got to give this guy some props. Here. A young man wanting to check his girlfriend's, quote, girls' night out catches her kissing a stranger. He decides to laugh it off and turns the page without looking back. Good on this guy for this response. That's his girl right there kissing some guy in the bar, and he's filming it while he's looking at her.
I act like I don't know what's
I never understood how girls could act that way and just go out there and whore out, I guess. I don't know. Guys do it. I know. It's crazy. Dang. Oh, good on that guy for that reaction. That's what you have to do. Why get upset? Why get upset and get ruin your day, your career, your life, whatever, over that kind of stuff? I would I don't know if I would have reacted the same way. But I used to always say, like, if I ever came home, for instance, and found that my wife was cheating on me, I would like to say that if the guy knew that I existed, then he should face some consequences. But if he was lied to, then he shouldn't. I'd be like, all right, man, see ya. Reagan made the rules. Nothing has changed. That's not how it works. You should go look into history again. Go somewhere besides like WikiLeaks or whatever, wherever you go. I'm Team MAGA too, and you know what the thing is that MAGA is Trump. Is the leader of MAGA, but MAGA is not Trump. MAGA is its own. It will be here long after, I believe. No, you could have said the same thing about people said the same thing about the Tea Party, but I don't think the Tea Party was really grassroots. I think that got kind of taken over.
Chip of our
Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. What say you?
I think if we don't stand up and take ownership of our country and take responsible for it, we are slowly letting others control how we think and what we think. I think the beauty of going to school is that you learn how to think for yourselves. You develop the discipline to think things through. And if you think it's losing confidence, then you get up and you participate. You don't sit on the sidelines. You think that the state is being run and inconsistent with how you feel, then you get up and you participate. You prepare yourself. If you think that the medical profession is not right, well, you become a doctor or be a medical person and you deal with that. I think we need to take ownership of our country. It's our country. It is not on automatic pilot. People know more about how to program their cell phone than they know about their participating in their government. They read more. I don't know who reads all these notices when you have to update your stuff, but they probably do. I mean, the Constitution is that thing. You can sit down over a cup of coffee and read the entire thing. How many people have read it? How many people know why those provisions are there? I mean, I think
Thomas Jefferson said we had to be an informed public.
Each of us. This again, try to make the point. Is government by consent? That means we take ownership. It's our consent. And it's our country. And the only way, I was asking a student at lunch today, and I'll repeat it. If you let someone use your car and you never check on it, whether they changed the oil, they had it serviced, you just let them take it to East Texas and use it. And you get it back. What condition do you think it would be in? It wouldn't like that. And that's what we're doing to our country. And if you want to think of people, how much they protect their cell phones. Why don't we protect our country that way? It's ours. And if you want it, to have trust, if correct what you think is wrong, then get up and do it. Learn more about it. I was at a group of high school students visited me some years ago, probably, 30 years ago. It's hard to say that. I'm hanging around a long time. But the 30 years ago, and the teacher in front of the students said, how many members of the court are there? Well, she had a brochure in her hand that had 9 members. I mean, well, how hard is it to count to 9? So I think it's our country. We should take ownership of it, learn more about it, participate. If you don't like the way it runs, you run.
Amen. Amen. That's how it should be. Hey, remember how Biden treated him? I think this was the video. This is Clarence Thomas's confirmation hearing for SCOTUS. And if you remember, they said he was having an affair, I guess, with Anita Hill, or he abused her or something like that.
Committee will
Same old
please
tricks.
come to order. Judge, it's a tough day and tough night for you, I know. Let me ask, do you have anything you'd like to say before we begin? And I understand that your preference is, which is totally and completely understandable, that we go 1 hour tonight, 30 minutes on each side. Am I correct in that?
That's right.
Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Senator, I would like to start by saying unequivocally, uncategorically, that I deny each and every single allegation against me today that suggested in any way that I had conversations of a sexual nature or about pornographic material with Anita Hill, that I ever attempted to date her, that I ever had any personal sexual interest in her, or that I in any way ever harassed her. A second, and I think more important point, I think that this today is a travesty. I think that it is disgusting. I think that this hearing should never occur in America. This is a case in which this sleaze, this dirt, was searched for by staffers of members of this committee, was then leaked to the media, and this committee and this body validated it and displayed it at prime time over our entire nation. How would any member on this committee, any person in this room, or any person in this country would like sleaze said about him or her in this fashion, or this dirt dredged up, and this gossip and these lies displayed in this manner? How would any person like it? The Supreme Court is not worth it. No job is worth it. I'm not here for that. I'm here for my name, my family, my life, and my integrity. I think something is dreadfully wrong with this country when any person in this free country would be subjected to this. This is not a closed room. There was an FBI investigation. This is not an opportunity to talk about difficult matters privately or in a closed environment. This is a circus. It's a national disgrace.
Amen.
And from my standpoint, as a Black American, as far as I'm concerned, it is a high-tech lynching for uppity blacks who in any way deign to think for themselves, to do for themselves, to have different ideas. And it is a message that unless you kowtow to an old order, this is what will happen to you. You will be lynched, destroyed, caricatured by a committee of the U.S. Senate rather than hung from a tree.
Boom. Boom. He was so good. He is so good. He was. One more from this.
So you'd still
This is from the Rubin Report. I'm not a big fan of, but
like to serve on the Supreme Court?
I'd rather die than withdraw from the process.
And there's a guy, by the way, who's on the Supreme Court that sits in one of those big robes with her.
It's a tough day and tough night for you, I know.
I did that.
Publicly, uncategorically, that I deny
we are
serving on.
All right, whatever. So anyway, good stuff. Clarence Thomas. Where are we at here? I've gotten to the point where I'm done with arguing over politics. They want us arguing. I can see through all the lies and just pray others can see it too. Not wrong, man. They keep us busy. Don't look at the magician's hands. We're behind them. So you people,
So you people don't think that humans have affected the climate and weather?
I think that our effect on the climate and weather, I don't believe in man-made global warming or cooling or climate change and all that stuff. No, I think you can't say we don't have some impact, but I think the impact is so minimal. I could go dig up my old research on it, but the impact is so minimal that but they use it as it's like a new religion is what it is. That's kind of what it is. Let's see. Remember what Clarence Thomas did to America. Said anyone can have a gun. 2,500 children murdered every year. He's insane. 2,500 children murdered every year. Where's your statistics coming from? I'd be curious about it. And yeah, anyone can have a gun. Yeah. That's the Constitution. So he's just defending the Constitution. Why aren't you? Why aren't you? Interesting. It's so interesting to me how so many of these politicians go into, I don't know. Never mind. I did a Biden right there. Republicans don't have morals. Look at Trump. That's an interesting way to think. They don't have morals. Look at this one guy. This whole group of people, half the country doesn't have morals because this one guy I don't like. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool argument, I guess. Yeah, remember when they said that hairspray would put a hole in the ozone layer? Or are you too young for that? No, I remember. I remember. I remember. Remember when they were trying to convince them of global warming in the Senate hearing and they turned the air conditioners off? Yeah, make it hot in there. Yeah, I remember that too. I remember that too. How many people die from vehicles? Should we ban them as well? All the stats for guns, but nothing for climate change. Ban knives too. Okay. They look at these countries like in Europe and stuff where they ban guns and stuff. You still have knife attacks and all that kind of stuff going on. If a crazy person wants to kill you, he's probably going to be able to do it. He'll be able to find the weapon. All you need is anything. Could use his coffee cup, for God's sakes. Yeah. That's the thing. They always use the stats. Just they manipulate it so that it fits their narrative. Most of the people that go out there to do research are really just looking at like I'mRight.com, you know. That would be a great idea. How about we ban stupidity? You know what we could do? We could start by putting civics back into schools. That would be a great place to start. That would be a great place to start. Got a couple things here. Ban forks. They make people fat and have heart attacks, right? Right? That's a good point there. But the people about the global warming will never do anything with that, though, right? That's a stop argument. What does that mean? Who melted the ice age is sure not humans, right? Good morning, Lone Wolf. 40 deaths 40 deaths from skateboard accidents every year. Uh-oh. Highest gun death rate in the world. We're number 1. Okay. I'm with Charlie Kirk. Don't touch my Second Amendment. Right. That's the only reason that that is the only reason the Constitution is still in effect. As much as it is, barely. If you want to bang stupidity, you gotta ban MAGA. Okay. How would you suppose you would do that? How would you ban MAGA? Or just, I don't know. I don't know if you're just being, maybe you're being silly, or maybe it's like what you really think. So if you were going to do that, how would you ban MAGA? How would you do it? Ban the teachers union. Yes, I agree. Unions are for the most part, garbage. Democrat machines. Oh, I'm not sure about the stats, but it's an interesting question. Not including gang violence. It's kind of how they do the statistics, right? So like they do statistics and they'll say there's been this many mass shootings or school shootings this year. But when people go, and it happens more than you'd think. When people go, it happened at our school. It happened not that long ago. People will go to this school and they'll end up killing themselves there. That's where they'll go to do it. And if there's a shooting in a parking lot, some guy pulls into a school, never gets out of the car, just shoots himself. It's a school shooting. So they manipulate the stats. You got to look into the stats. You can't just hear a stat and be like, oh, that's 100% accurate, because I'm sure that they used very honest logic to come to that conclusion. Right? Yeah. I work with teachers for their insurance and financial planning. I hate to say this, but usually aren't all that bright. I heard a comedian say, I don't even remember who it was years ago, a comedian make a joke about how teachers, like, what kind of person wants to get out of school and then spend the rest of their life in school, like go back to school. Like, I don't know. It was interesting to me. Like, I respect teachers and all that stuff, but I have a lot of kids, and we deal with a lot of teachers, and I have to say, I do not disagree with that statement. Every town stats. Oh, I see. It's imright.com. Okay. Unbelievable. Yeah, bigger storm. Oh, I guess we didn't have any hurricanes last year. Americans are leaving. It's too dangerous. Okay. All right. I don't understand. Yes, 100%. Agree. Is there anything good out here to see? Anything positive we could find to watch? Or I don't know. I'm looking. I don't see anything yet. Is it all bad news out here? It can't all be bad news, right? That's kind of funny. I don't know if it's worth putting on the screen, but it's kind of funny. That's funny. Shut up. Leave me alone. I'm just trying here. Trying to find something. What we got out here? Lots of stuff going on. But anything funny? Anything funny out here? Can we see something funny? No, that's not funny. Okay. Just a lot of anger and fighting. It's all you see out there, right? Anger, fighting, division. Push it all. Push the division out. Make sure everybody thinks we're all fighting each other and there's no one that can get along. We are all enemies. We're all Americans. One of the best, Grandpa. Maybe this will be good.
You only need the light
Let's see.
when it's burning low.
What propaganda
Only miss the
videos?
sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home.
It'll be fun to be a grandpa one
Only know
day.
you love her when you let her go.
To me, he's just a normal grandpa. He gets those
Staring
candy
at
and
the
soda
ceiling
when
in
her
the
parents
dark.
aren't looking.
Same old empty feeling in your heart.
He always
Stuck on
wants to know how we're
and
doing
it
in school.
goes so fast.
When I made the high honor roll, he printed it out. So
Will you see you when you fall asleep?
So evil.
Never to touch
Look how evil he is.
Never to keep close. You loved her too much and you dive too deep. Will you only need the light when it's burning low? Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go.
I'm talking about Americans, not
Only
illegal
high
aliens.
when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home.
Look at that.
Only know you love her when you let her go.
Thank you, Luke.
And you let her go. And you let her go.
I just good to see him as just a person. So many times you see him as some, portrayed as some evil dictator, or yada yada yada. But
Cause you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you feel low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when
funny
you
how
let
this stuff
her
like this
go.
triggers people so much. That's funny. That last comment. How come you doubt actual studies and statistics? Have you given any studies or statistics? Or are you just claiming that there are studies and statistics? There's a difference. How come you doubt actual studies and statistics? I'm going to put that in quotation marks, but immediately give full confidence to a propaganda video posted by the criminal in chief. Are you dishonest or actually just not that bright? Before I played it, I called it a propaganda video. Are you in the same room as us, or are you just here to hate? You're not listening. You got to use your ears. God gave you two. Yes, God gave you. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. You should listen. I called it that just right there. Although it is interesting to see it. It's good to see him just as a person once in a while, instead of portrayed as some evil monster in the media. I'm sorry that I didn't play a video of him being portrayed as an evil monster like you want me to. Maybe I can find one. I'm sure you have lots of them saved on your phone. Maybe you could just play one for yourself. There's enough of that out there. How about once in a while we see him as just a person? That would be a good twist. He is an evil monster. See, what you are is subverted. You have been subverted. An evil monster. That's a shame. It's a shame that people think that plays right into exactly what I always say. The right believes the left is stupid. The left believes the right is evil. That's it. The left is being taught that the right is evil, because then they don't have to do anything else, the puppet masters, because they've trained their little useful idiots out there like Convoluted 898 to believe that this man is evil. Evil. Everyone on the right is evil. Anyone who supports him is evil. They're all evil. Then you don't need an excuse. You don't have to debate with anybody. You don't have to argue the facts. You don't have to know any of the facts. You don't even have to be able to have a conversation with them because you can just shut it down right there. You don't have to listen to them. You don't have to care what they have to say. If they have a point, you don't want to listen to it. It might make too much sense. So your bosses, the ones in charge, the ones that manipulate your emotionally charged mind, they want you to not listen to the other side because they can't have that. They can't have any logic or anything like that or critical thinking. They can't have their puppets being exposed to critical thinking. They can't have that. They might lose them. They would lose them, most of them, because the people on the left aren't all evil people. Some of them are just fooled. Some of them aren't that bright for sure, but some of them are just been fooled. Same goes for the right. We also believe that the right are uneducated and easily manipulated. Okay. But so you agree that you believe they're evil. So you said you also, we also. So I say that you think that you've been trained to believe that the right is evil, and your response is, we also. Okay, well, thanks. I appreciate you confirming what I said. That's wonderful. Oh, let Kamala stay. There's no problem having people like that in the chat. There's a vertical and a horizontal. There's two live streams going on. If usually the vertical gets more of the people like him, and the other one gets the others. It's more of the Adult Slim in the horizontal version. So if you don't find it or whatever. Brother, have you ever spoken to someone who disagrees with you in real life? You don't. Okay. Yes, man. Yes, I've been out there. I'll just put it like that. I'm not getting all my history, but yes. The only group of people that benefit from the American people constantly arguing all the politicians and their bosses, the ones in charge of the politicians. Excellent. Beautiful. History is written by the Maxwell family and the victors. Should we play another propaganda video? There's a lot of propaganda videos here. We could play another one if you want. Should we? I don't know. Let's see. I'll try to find another quick one. Oh, this looks good. Maybe it's how about a positive one? How about just something that's not politics? I have no idea who this is. Wow. Dang. That's downright amazing. Oh, the video's over. I want to watch that some more now. That was powerful. Music is great. It really brings us together. You're not allowed to have music in the Muslim world, right? Or Sharia law or something like that. I forget. You're equally disingenuous and indoctrinated. Yet you don't know anything about me. Interesting. Tennessee legislator passed Charlie Kirk Act. The bill prohibits public universities and Democrats from banning or uninviting guest speakers based on their viewpoints. As long as it's a public, you said public universities? Yeah, public universities. Okay. Makes sense. You're talking about debate when you immediately dismiss arguments about studies and statistics, like the U.S. school shootings. What studies and statistics did I dismiss? What are you talking about? Some people come in here and act like as if they're having a conversation with you, like live one-on-one, and like you're like what they're talking about. What are you talking about? Did you do that? I didn't see that. Yeah, it's time for a new chair, I think. This one's pretty squeaky. There you go. See, this is a great example. This is a great example. He thinks that I'm evil. This guy has been convinced that I'm evil. So then he can dismiss anything I say because he thinks that I don't mind children dying. Do you really believe that? Like, do you really believe that I don't? Like, would you say that to my face and expect me to be like, yeah, you're right. I totally don't. Like, do you really believe I don't mind children dying? Or maybe I'm just a realist and I understand that in war, it's ugly. It's horrible. It's horrendous. And horrible things happen. Unspeakable things. Why do you think so many go to war and come back and don't talk about it? I just don't get it. I don't understand how. I just don't understand the logic. I've tried for years to understand the logic. There isn't any logic. That's the problem. There is no logic in most of this cult mentality, which is what it is on the left. These puppets. They're straight up puppets on the left. On the right, too. Like I said, I don't want to sound like this is not a just bash the left show, but we're not going to sit here and lie. The left's policies are a joke. Their people are mostly lemmings. The right has a lot of lemmings, too, but not nearly as many. That's for sure, because they're two different styles. On the right, we agree that we can debate. We can argue with each other. We can do that, and it's not going to end the world. We can disagree on one issue, and I'll still be your buddy. But on the left, that's it. You don't agree, you are out. You are out of the club, buddy. Get out of line. You're the enemy now. Because that's how they need you to be. They need you just to gulp up, eat up whatever it is they say, whatever narrative they push. Just eat it up. Be a good little soldier. Be a good little useful idiot. Go out there and now take that narrative that we trained you to believe. We dumbed you down and we got you to believe these ridiculous narratives. Now you go out and you regurgitate that everywhere. Go out and tell everybody that Trump's in the hospital because there was some old footage of another hospital visit from a couple of years ago and you don't know any better. So you go out and say, oh, he's in the hospital. Or go out and tell everybody this, or tell everybody that Pete Hegseth told a false prayer, or whatever it was that the narrative was with that. Or just push out the ridiculous narratives, and the lemmings will go out there just like the useful idiots that they are, and they will regurgitate the lines that they heard. Then you won't be able to discuss it. You can't have a debate about it because they don't know anything except for what they were told. They know the headline. They know the narrative. You can go out to these people. I've done it before. You go out to these people in these protests on the left, and you ask them some questions. I've never seen anyone get past the third question. I've never seen the third question answered not correctly necessarily, but just honest. I've never seen it. They always shut it down after that. The first question is always something that has to do with their sign. So they read their narrative. And then the second question is usually where they get lost because they don't know why they're out there. They just know that they're there, and it makes them feel compassionate, and it makes them feel like they're doing something. But that's not the case. I'm a communist. Do you have a problem with that? We could debate it. I mean, I don't have a problem with you being a communist. I would have a problem with you being a communist if you were in leadership or government or anything like that. Sure. I gotta find one thing here. A little nugget of nugget of intelligence here, real quick. Just a little nugget so we don't forget from the master.
Liberalism is so easy. All you have to do is see some suffering
There's two
and
of me.
tell everybody that you see it, and that it really bothers you. And you all, right there, you are given great credit for having great compassion. And people will say great things about you. All you have to do is notice it. You don't have to offer a solution. If you do offer a solution, I think the government ought to do something, then they'll really, really love you. Liberalism's easy. That's why a lot of people end up going there. There's no resistance to it.
Truth. Truth. Liberalism is easy. He's not wrong. All you have to do is see something and say that you see it, and then you're virtuous. All of a sudden, you're virtuous. You don't mind it, capitalist. The war is unjustified. You support a senseless war. You support the deaths of those children. You're just reading off the narratives. You're just assuming I'm like everybody else. But you apparently don't watch. I've already put out my thoughts on this war. I already did that. And it's not what you think it is. So interesting. Nice try, I guess. That's an excellent point. Communism murdered millions, like 100 million. All evidence still exists as a failed ideology and theology. Truth. Truth. Maybe put some responsibility on the schools for ignoring kids getting bullied. 100. Agreed. I'm not sure how you fix that. That to me goes back down to parents. Oh, I'm so sorry. My brother shot himself after he got back from Iraq, and I found him dead. Trump ran on no new wars. This war for Israel, Iran was negotiating and cooperating. That's not the case. That's not what I was hearing. That's not the report. That doesn't go with the reports that I was hearing, but I've also heard reports that it was going well. So that's where you have to go. I don't really know. This news agency said that Iran walked out on the meetings and wasn't going to do whatever. And then this guy said that everything was going great and we just bombed them out of the middle of nowhere. So how do you know? I don't know. So I'm able to kind of just detach myself from that, because I can sit here and do whatever research I can do and come to a conclusion, but it's just going to be based on what other people have said about it. It's just going to be based on the news story. It's not going to be based on facts. So I'm never going to be able to come to a factual conclusion about myself right now with the evidence and information that's out there. So I don't care. I'll move on to something else and come back to that later if anything new comes up. But I'm not going to worry about it or speculate on it or pretend that I have any kind of accuracy in any of that, because it's just like another guess. Oh, we gotta move on to somebody else here. But you call people I'm sorry. Old time stuff.
You call people gullible puppets and useful idiots.
You forgot. Let me put the asterisk in there for you.
You call people. You
accurately
call people gullible puppets and useful idiots. Yet you gargle Trump's balls at every chance you get. You justify senseless wars, death, and violence.
When did I justify it? You're going off what you've been told about conservatives and just hitting me with these narratives that don't apply. When did I justify the senseless war? When did I justify death? When did I justify violence? That sure does sound like something an evil person would do. Gee, I wonder if you think we're all evil. A simplistic mind gets to be that subverted to that level. You should check out Yuri Bezmenov.
The highest art of warfare is not to fight at all, but to subvert anything of value in the country of your enemy, until such time that the perception of reality of your enemy is screwed up to such an extent that he does not perceive you as an enemy, and that your system, your civilization, and your ambitions look to your enemy as an alternative If not desirable, then at least visible.
They don't wanna play with me, they afraid of me, I know.
Where'd that one go? Where did it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? You're not the dumbest people on the planet. That's propaganda. The rest of the world hates you except for Israel. What were you watching? That was I don't know if how long ago that comment was, but that was Yuri Bezmenov. I have him on my Rumble channel. You should search it up. He was a KGB journalist that worked with the KGB. He defected. He went to Canada. Then he went to America. He changed his name and he went out and he was trying to educate people on the way that the Russians subvert people, populations. It's very, very interesting. If you know that and you know Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals, you could pretty much understand the whole left just from that. I'd recommend familiarizing yourself with the Cloward and Piven theory as well. Where are we at here? Tucker Carlson is scum. I'm not willing to say that either. I'm not willing to just hate somebody because that we're supposed to. I don't agree with some of the stuff he says, and I do agree with some of the stuff he says. Why can't it just be that? Why can't that be where it ends? I agree with some of the stuff he says. I don't agree with some of the stuff he says. It's like you people out there looking at me. Why can't you say I agree with some of the stuff he says and I don't agree with some of the stuff he says? If you don't agree with some of the stuff I say, that doesn't make me evil. Doesn't mean any of that. Just ignore that. It just means that we disagree on something. That's all. What's the difference between communists and liberals? Communists will band together and try to fix problems, but they'll fail at it every single time. Just like in history, where communist countries fail and fail and fail and fail. Why don't you do a call-in show, a call-in thing, old man? Afraid you'll get proven wrong? No, I'm not. I don't I say this all the time. I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. I'm not super intelligent. I've just been around and have a lot of experience and I've paid attention for a long time. That's really it. That's really all it is. I'm allowed to have my opinions, right? I think I'm allowed to have my opinions. I'm missing. Let me scoot down here to the bottom here. I didn't realize I was so far behind. We can't have a disagreement when your opinion is nonsense. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? A broke commie wanting to move to Cuba. I can't make this up. You'd have to have a solid, definable opinion for us to have a debate about. But you're just yapping. I mean, that's fine. It's Saturday morning, kind of chilling out day. But why? This is why are you still here? The reason that you're still here is because you're subverted. You understand? It's because you're subverted. So you have this compulsion, like so many on the left. These small-minded people on the left have. They have I used to call them mental midgets. They have a compulsion. They scroll through and they see someone that they disagree with. So they have to get in there and they have to prove them wrong. They have to show everybody that they know more and that they're right and everybody else is wrong. That's it. It's a compulsion. They are almost forced to do it. I don't know. You see a lot of haters in these chats. You ever wonder why? That's why. Somehow you don't really argue any points. All you say is, no, you have been deceived and you lie. Are you in the same room as me? Like, are you in the same chat? Like, what are you seeing right now? I don't understand. What's happening? There's no, they'll come and they'll put out their opinions and then they'll get mad at you for not taking them as facts. And then they'll get mad at me. Now I'm a big liar and whatever. I just come on here and I talk a little bit about what I believe and what I think. Saturday mornings are usually more laid back. Thursday nights a little bit more of a show, you know. Then do a call-in debate, old man. Yeah, I'm really dying to talk to you. You seem like it would be a really intelligent conversation, having a conversation with you. Then do a call-in debate, old man. Your little movement is dead, bud. Sucks to be you. I'd go back to hiding your head in the sand. Did you fight for the North or the South? Oh, I don't let these people bother me at all. I've been at this a long time. I get it. I'm laughing at this guy. It's a shame. Like that's the mentality. I like them to come in, then they display their mentality, and you don't have to really do anything because you make themselves look so absolutely ridiculous, like this guy here, not Tomix, but Wasteland Games. He makes himself look stupid. Hey,
Max, when are you going to do a call-in show? I'd really like to do a call-in show, Max.
I don't know. I might, blah.
You're just a little old man. I can't wait to debate you and yell and scream at you online. It's going to be so fun. I'm going to get you. I'm going to call you mean names on your own live stream. And everybody's going to be mad and laughing at you. Because I'm a hero. I'm a hero.
That's how they see it. That's how they see it. Like, why would I would love, I always talk, I would love to have a conversation. A conversation requires listening. I'm not interested in having a debate. I've said this before when I was talking about doing a call-in show. I'm not interested in having a debate with people because in a debate, you're going in to prove me wrong and I'm going in to prove you wrong. And no one's listening. And that's the problem. No, America is not going to draw any closer to each other if all we do with each other is debate. If all we do is debate with each other and argue with each other, that means we're not listening to the other side. We're just trying to get the other side to listen to us. We're not going to change that way. That's exactly where the puppet masters want us to be at, fighting and arguing and whatever. Seeing each other as not fellow Americans, but as a member of some opposing group. Oh, that guy's a whatever. Doesn't matter. The most powerful group tags is racism. It's a racism because you can see that from across the room. The revolutionary communist of America get more members every single day, buddy. Fastest growing political party. Okay. All that tells me is there's a lot of idiots, a lot of subverted people. That you're not. What does that prove? How many new members did you get? Come on, man. That doesn't prove anything. I never called you an extremist. I hope you wouldn't. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds horrible. That sounds horrible. Look at this one thing here. He said no regime change wars. I think it's going to end up being up to Israel to do the regime change if they want to. I think we're going to pull out. Like I said about 2 weeks ago that I think we're going to be pulling out in about 2 weeks. I think we're about to start pulling out. That would be great because I don't really want to be there. But don't tell that to any of the liberals out there because they think I support war and hate children or something like that. Look how triggered they get. They get so triggered from simple stuff. That's why I do it. It's great. I like it.
Your head is so vacant that you just cycle through the same 5 responses. A silly voice filter doesn't support your points, but it triggers you. It gets you all mad and angry because how dare this guy not take me seriously? I gotta be taken seriously. I'm a freedom fighter and I should be taken seriously. This guy's a Nazi or something.
That's fun. I enjoy it. I don't think that Israel controls America, but I think that their influence is way too big. Way too big. I don't think they should have any influence at all. But don't tell any of the liberals that. They won't go along with their narrative. If you had to make an argument that one or the other did, it would have to be that one, wouldn't it? I mean, wouldn't it? Let's see what else we got. I don't think we're doing boots on the ground. It doesn't seem to be that we're going to be doing boots on the ground so much. Although they did have some, didn't they? Did they put boots on the ground on that island or no? I don't remember. Oh, okay. Imagine
Imagine being an elderly man and a 17-year-old girl is smarter. All that wisdom and experience just to be proven wrong.
I remember when I was 17, I thought I knew everything too. It took me a couple of years before I realized I had no idea what I didn't know. It's important to know what you don't know. But when you're young, you don't know that. You just think you know everything, and you've heard everything for the very first time. It's the first cycle seeing it. It's the first time they've dealt with illegal immigration and racist people and brown and ICE and all this other stuff. It's the same recycled narratives over and over again, but no one sees it. The young people don't see it. That's why it works on them over and over and over again. And no one's interested in really finding anything out. This person's not going to go out there and do any research. They're not going to look up Solinsky. All they really have to do is read the 12 rules for radicals, just the list, really. And they get a better idea of how they're being manipulated, but they won't do that. Not because they don't want to become educated. Some of them are that way. Some of them don't want to become educated, but because they don't want to be wrong. They want to be right so badly, and they want to be taken super duper
serious.
That was my experience, especially with the people out when I was out in the streets and we were dealing with protesters and all those kind of scummy people and everything like that. That's the number one thing. If any of you ever go out there and decide that you're going to go out there and stand and protest to do whatever, if any of these lefties, these progressives, I don't necessarily mind liberals, but the progressives, if any of these progressives come over and start whatever, the number one tool to use against them, the number one thing that works and the number one thing that doesn't work, which is why Portland, these clowns in Portland that keep protesting each other and just have this little soap opera going on. There's other ones across the country as well. They like to do the fighting stuff because that brings in more viral views. The violence, the aggression, the name calling, that kind of stuff brings in more viral views. So they do that. It's the number one thing. The number one thing that works against these clowns is ridicule. Actually, if you look at 12 rules for radicals, I think it's 4 or 5. Ridicule is a man's best friend. There is no defense, and it makes the other person infuriated. I forgot the exact wordage, but that's the idea. Learn that stuff. Don't just come out here and be like, oh, I know everything because I read a couple headlines. Learn the stuff. Don't make fun of people because they're older than you and they've been around a little longer and seen a little bit more. It's called wisdom, real wisdom. I've been a business owner. I've been a parent. I've been in the military. I've done a bunch of things, and I have learned a lot of things from that experience. And if I look back now onto how much I knew 20 years ago or 30 years ago or whatever, I was a moron. I didn't know anything, but I thought I knew just as much as I do now. That's why it helps me to go. And I don't know anything. I can say that about myself now because I realized that I was just as confident, if not more, definitely more confident back then in that I was right all the time than I am now. Now I see that and I go, wow, okay, how do I know I'm not doing that now? And then it gives me a little humility. Sure, I'll make fun of of people and stuff like that. I'll do
silly voices
and whatever because that seems to be funny and it triggers the weakest minded liberals out there, as you can see from the chat there. But don't just go there and dismiss people because you heard a couple narratives or you learned something from one of your buddies or you saw something on the internet that you think is true or whatever. So you just write off everybody else, close the door to any new information or new opinions or other people's opinions, and just focus and commit to what you believe right now, because that's going to change. Eventually, you're going to look back and go, I was wrong. You won't tell anybody because you'll be embarrassed. You'll have to grow a little bit more beyond that before you can do that. But you'll look back one day and go, wow, I didn't know anything. Ask anyone in here over 40 if they know, compare back to when they were 20, how much they knew then. Most people are going to tell you they didn't know a dang thing. So don't be out there dismissing people because they have gray hair. I have gray hair. Don't be so mean to me. Always making fun of my age. Anyway. I don't know everything, but I know the entire works of Lenin and Marx. I've read over 100 books on communism. How many have you read on the founders? How many have you read on America or capitalism or other things like that? I guarantee not nearly as many. What you have done is made it easy to be subverted. You have given yourself a whole bunch of material, all from one point of view. All that does is it's confirmation bias. Read some of the other side and don't just read it to prove it wrong. Read it. Try to understand what the other side comes from and then decide where you're at. I guarantee it won't be in the same place you are now. You might not be a conservative, but you'll move. You won't be a communist after you learn more about history and all that kind of stuff. I implore you to go out and learn more, read more, find out more. Don't just read one side. I don't just sit here and read one side. I don't only get my news from one side. If you do that, all you're doing is playing into the subversion, giving your mind over to the people that want to control it. Or people like this, you effing dinosaur. I'm just glad I take that as a compliment. I'm glad I made it this far. I'll tell you what, man, I didn't think I was going to live to be this old sometime. I had a pretty interesting life, man, growing up in my youth. So I was pretty surprised that I made it this far, right? Oh, thanks for the super chat. I voted 3 times for Trump. God bless America, DJT. Amen. I agree. Stop talking. You ain't learned shit. You are so obnoxious. Why are you still here then? It's that compulsion. Oh, I did explain it already. Your compulsion keeps you here. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button, man. Hit the share button, subscribe, do all the things down there. You can check out MagAmericans.com for all my links and information. And if you'll see up there, shop.MagAmericans.com if you want to help support the channel. Appreciate you. I was going to start doing a Sunday morning cartoon or Saturday morning cartoon show. I'm 44 and surprised I'm alive. I wouldn't mind checking out soon, though. Well, you got to find a reason not to. Don't say that. That's not good. I don't want. Don't do that. It seems as if you're very biased towards Trump. Well, I like Trump. I like a lot of the things he does. I mean, if you wanted me to sum it up, I'm probably agree with him about 80% of the time. I'd probably agree with him. I'd be one of those people in Congress, I guess, that would probably vote with him about 80% of the time, or maybe a little bit more. Who knows? I know there's more politics that goes into it there because you got to conform to the party a little bit sometimes. I don't like that, but that's the way it works, right? I don't like his social media presence. I'm not a big fan of that. There's other things I don't like that he does. I'm not just a big Trump supporter, but my gosh, it's so much better than if Kamala was in there. I cannot even imagine where we would be if Kamala was in there. I certainly wouldn't own a new business again. I certainly wouldn't have gone back into business for myself if Kamala was in the office. As a business, I tell you what, I can't even get to all the specifics, but as a business owner, man, My brother-in-law told me many years ago, he said, it doesn't matter, whoever's president doesn't have any effect on my life. And man, it does. But also as a business owner, you see it a lot more. You just do. You know, all the taxes, red tape, workers' comp, whatever, all these other different things. Average $3,400 extra in everybody's tax returns this year. I'm not a big proponent of, yay, you're going to get more money back that the government was holding of yours. But like, we should get rid of property taxes. I'm 100% for that. I went to a chat room the other day and there was a question when I first came in that says, have you hit the like button yet? Thought that was kind of clever. Yeah, I've seen those. Those little like notifications or whatever. I think you could do that if you go stream through YouTube or whatever. I try not to push all that stuff. That's probably where I suck at this. Like I've been on for almost, it's going on, it'll be 5 years coming up, I guess. I've had my ups and downs. Heck, I had a live stream that had 100,000 people in it once, not too long ago, and then it goes up and it goes down. I don't play the game, I guess, the way I'm supposed to. Like, I don't push my stuff. You know, I keep that up on the top there, but I've had that there for a long time. I just don't change it. You know, I don't push my stuff and self promote like I probably should. What do you think of him trashing people who supported him? I know a lot of Trump voters who aren't happy with him right now. Also better than Kamala. Yeah, I don't care, I guess. I don't really care. I don't see any benefit about focusing on what he says about people. Yeah, okay, I look at it and say, I don't really like that. But it doesn't really affect his policies and stuff. So I'm not going to waste time on it most of the time. You know, like I said that recent post, that Jesus post, I said he, you know, I don't often say that you should delete things that you post online. I'm not one to say that you should go up there and apologize or ask for forgiveness for things. I don't believe that at all, because I think that's when they smell blood and they go in and that's when they kill your career or whatever it is. But on that one, I said, yeah, he should probably go ahead and delete that. That's just not looking good. I'm a retired union worker, large, powerful union. Most union workers vote straight D, except the last presidential election. Yeah, I mean, most unions. It's a lot of Democrat money, man. It's like a Democrat money making machine. The dues. Look in the details of the percentage of the dues that end up going to, like, how the unions donate to the Republicans and donate to the Democrats. Compare the two. I looked at that years ago and the numbers were way skewed in one direction. Imagine you know which direction that was. Somebody out there really trying to get somebody, he's trying to get people triggered, coming in and cutting and pasting jokes, outlandish, crazy things to get people upset. Yes, agree. This sounds like partisan noise. Both parties are compromised. End of story. Anything else is bullshit. And yeah, I don't care. I agree. I think that Congress and a lot of governments across the country should be purged, and new people should be put in. I said the other day, I think you'd only lose like 3 or 4 good people if you got rid of every person in Congress, and got real people back in there, not these politicians, I guess. Truth. And you're still listening. Appreciate you. Don't forget to hit the like button. Who am I kidding? I know you already did that. That's the new line. Trump is acting insane lately. More than usual. Unstable. He rambled a lot now. He doesn't seem as sharp, but he is almost 80. That's old. Yeah, I disagree. I would have to say that there's probably some fatigue involved there. He's busy. He goes hard all the time, but that's the new narrative, is that he's acting insane. Get the 25th Amendment thing. What do you think about that 25th Amendment thing they're trying to push, Bold? Or anyone out there, what do you think about that? Do you think the Congress should be able to have a bipartisan group go ahead and step forward and declare the president's not fit for duty? Do you think they should be allowed to do that? Anyone out there think they should really be allowed to do that? just because you have a comprehension problem and clearly a spelling problem because you're typing angrily doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm talking about. It just means that you don't understand what I'm talking about. Just don't talk as much and listen. Just hang out there in the back of the room and you'll start to get it. You'll catch on nice and slow. You'll catch on. Maybe. I don't really know if you will or not. Let him stick around. He might learn something. Remember earlier he said he had to go to work. That was a hilarious joke. No one should see you as an expert on anything. That's great because I haven't claimed to be an expert on anything. Isn't that amazing? See how that works? You're not used to people being honest, I guess. I think anybody that takes any of that, I don't disagree with that necessarily. I don't disagree with it. We definitely need more. I'm not willing to go in there and say everybody takes money, but they should move to strike that so it's illegal. Like you can't take money. There shouldn't be all this money in politics. You know. APAC is out of control, that's for sure. I'm not sure what economy you're talking about. Mine's doing okay, I guess. It is what it is. I guess it's time to get going. We got a football game to get to here with the kids. It'll be a fun day. Nice sunny weather out there. Nice, beautiful day out there with the family. I'll be back Monday morning, 6 a.m. sharp, as usual. Like, share, and subscribe. Buy my stuff. Do all the things. Check out my book. Do all the things. Make me relevant. I'll see you guys on Monday morning, 6 a.m. sharp. I hope you have a great weekend. God bless you. Smile at a stranger. Smile at a stranger. Pray for your enemies. And if there was somebody that came to mind when I said that, make sure you pray for that person. You thought, oh, I can't pray for them. You better get down on them knees and pray for that person. Not just for them. God bless you. I'll see you Monday morning. Have an amazing weekend. I respect you too. I try to. I don't really know you, but for the most part, we try to keep it respectful. First Amendment. All good. Have a great Sunday. Relax. Spend time with your family, friends, whoever. We'll see you on Monday morning, 6 a.m. sharp. May Christ be glorified. Amen.